This is the SEAT Ibiza. Now, for those of you out there who say to me that we only test the kind of top spec version of a car, well, guess what? This one hasn't even got air conditioning. It has front electric windows, there's windy windows in the back, there's no real options on it. There's a couple of trinkets that have been put in, alright. There's a thing for remote controlling the stereo here, and there's some matte silver stuff outside, but everything else is bog standard. So let's take it for a spin and see what we think. Now, it's powered by a 1.2 litre 75 brake horsepower diesel engine. The 1.2 is, let's face it, very small. And on the cruise, it's really pretty good. It's very quiet, it's very adaptable, and it's very economic. I've done 394 kilometers in this car, and I've used a quarter of a tank. This car is really meant for sort of, I suppose, a lifestyle car. Now, I call these cars compromise car because in actual fact you have to compromise bits of your life to make it fit into a car like this. And I'm quite a fan of a car who tries to be a bit bigger. Now, this isn't the normal SEAT Ibiza, this is the ST version, and that's the kind of, well, it's an unfortunate name, ST. Ask a woman what an ST is and she'll tell you. But besides that, this is sort of the estate version of a hatchback. In my mind, SEAT in general are mad. They're generally madder than a bag of cats. And that's being honest. They usually come out with something that's totally different from everything else in the VW Audi group, even though they've used all the same parts from the same cars that VW have. They still come out with something totally different, and the Ibiza is something totally different. Now, in my mind, I don't particularly like the looks. I'm not a big fan of how the actual exterior of the car looks. This car competes in a segment that used to be called Super Mini segment, which was ultra small, fast cars, and it's not anymore. You know, these cars aren't that big. The Clio's pretty big now. It's nearly as big as a hatchback Megane, and the Ibiza here, especially in this ST version, is nearly as big as its big brother the Leon. Now, not in here, it's not, but the boot is. The boot is 430 litres. So it's a big boot. It's as big as any decent sized hatchback out there. And you can drop the seats 60-40 as well. So what do you get? Well, the price is 16,000 euro for this one, the 1.2, but the actual range starts at, well, around 14,000. What you get is a 1.2 litre diesel engine that's very economical, although it does sound like a bag of hammers. It does. It sounds terrible. It really does. Now, it's fine on the move when you actually reach your speed, and you, like now, it's quiet now. I can't really hear it, but when you give it a bit of guff, or you accelerate, or even start it first thing in the morning, it does sound rough. That's standard for small cars like this with a diesel engine. I mean, I've heard some of the DCI engines that Nissan and Renault and all deal in, and they sound rotten when they're cold. But besides that, what else you get is a radio, a heater that blows warm air in your face when it's warm outside. There's no air conditioning. You get cruise control. You do. You get electric mirrors. You get front electric windows. Oh, we're on a roll now. Hold on a second. I get a steering wheel. I get a thing that tells me the time. I get a shift indicator to tell me what gear to be in, and what gear I'm currently in, and what gear I need to be in. I get central locking. I get an aux connector. I get a little connector down here for an aux. There's no USB port. I presume you can request USB should you want to. So the SEAT Ibiza ST. It is, well, a nice car. It's a nice place to be. It's good at driving. It's good at what it does. It's 16 grand, and that's cheap. It is. You get height adjustable driver's seat, and you get a big boot. That's the main differences. is you're buying into this class for a big boot. And that's good. I just wish the cabin was a bit bigger. God almighty, at the moment I wish it had air conditioning. Other than that, it's got everything else it needs. Now this one has cornering lights here in the front. These spot lamps aren't standard, okay, so they've been added to it. They are an option. But other than that, it's pretty much the bottom of the range. It's as bottom as you're going to get. Oh yeah, those matte things, they're not standard either. After that, it's as bottom as they're going to get in the diesel version. It's a good car. It's a budget car. It kind of feels like a budget car too, though. It's something different. It looks a bit more different. It looks a bit more unusual. It's available at your local dealers. Head down, have a look, see what you think. Enjoy!